Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today, we are going to be talking about the power rankings that the Team Liquid roster put together ahead of the 2021 LCS season. Obviously, the season is just a couple weeks away now, so we're all getting hyped up, we're getting excited, we're getting so close, and it's super fun to just kind of hear a bunch of different people's takes and opinions, and I know we talked about Mark Z's rankings the other day, and that was a lot of fun, and that video actually did pretty well, me just kind of reacting to Mark Z's rankings, but I think the rankings of players are super interesting, and another reason why I think this power ranking list is really great is because scrims have started. Team Liquid has been scrimming these other teams now, and taking a look at their power rankings in a way can kind of give us an inside look to how scrims are going, to how teams are looking to players on the inside. Yes, you don't want to take away too much from scrims, and I'm sure they're not as well, but they're actually getting to see the kind of real power levels of some of these teams. So I think this will give us a different, interesting perspective maybe than somebody like Mark Z could even give us. So again, we're going to be running through their power rankings. I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions, reacting to all that, and then hopefully we're getting your guys' reactions too. Before we get into that, I just want to mention, if you're not already subscribed, definitely click that subscribe button really quick. We're getting closer and closer to 6K, and it would be awesome if we could get there soon. So do your part, because I think 75% of the people that watch my videos are actually not subscribed. So hey, statistically, you're probably not subscribed. Click that button really quick. Also, drop a like on this video, because that helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. It's one of the best ways to help my channel just continue to grow. Dropping a quick like on the video. With that being said, here we go. So Team Liquid tweeted this out just about a couple hours ago. Their preseason power rankings headed into the split. This is not for the lock-in tournament. This is for the actual LCS split. First up, they had Core JJ's rankings, where his were just kind of a meme. So, I mean, we'll just go over them real quick. He has Golden Guardians, FlyQuest, Cloud9, CLG, Team Liquid, and then EG, 100 Thieves, Dignitas, TSM, and Immortals. So, I mean, it seems like he just did his, like, at random. I don't even know. This was part of their tweet, so I just wanted to talk about it still, because it's there. I don't know why he was trolling, or I mean, I can't really make anything out of this list. It just seems like it's completely random, but it's there, so I wanted to at least just acknowledge it. With that being said, it seems like Alphari, Tactical, Jensen, and Santorin, I don't know if they did this collaboratively or if they all just, I think they tweeted out that they all had very similar power rankings, so there is a couple differences, but we'll go through this. So let's start out, let's see how these guys did. At number 10, they have Golden Guardians, and this is not surprising to me. This is a team that I've said looks the worst in the league on paper. They have two players who are completely skipping over the Academy League, and Niles and Iconic. I think that's tough. I am hyped for Blaze Olive in the mid lane, but I think their bot lane looks pretty weak too. Newbie could come in and be a big surprise, coming in over from the Latin American leagues, obviously. Stixxay, a lot of people think he's washed up, a lot of people think he's bad. I think he could have been getting held down by Smoothie a little bit, but we'll see. But just too many question marks on this team. 4 players with very little LCS experience. 2 guys who don't even have much Academy experience. I guess Newbie doesn't really either, but he's at least coming over from a professional league. I don't know. Golden Guardians, it's tough to see them doing any better. I could see them 8th maybe as their peak. I think if you're rating them higher than 8th, I don't know, you could be right for sure, but at least on paper I think that'd just be a bad kind of preseason evaluation of the team. But anything could happen. So yeah, so far so good. I agree with the Team Liquid guys. I don't know why I keep wanting to call them Cloud9. At 9, they have Dignitas, and again, this is another one that I agree with. I've had Dignitas 9 for a while. I think they have a lot of the same issues as Golden Guardians, like just not very good players at pretty much most positions. Soligo and Fate God, I think, are going to be two of the I think they're going to be one of the weaker solo lane tandems in the league. I don't really love either one of those guys. Dardoch, I think, is a guy who's washed up past his prime, and was not very good last year. Same thing with Aphromoo, and then Neo and Asta. That guy as your AD carry, if he is kind of your younger guy that you're kind of building towards the future with, he's not really exciting. So I don't know. I don't like their veterans. I don't like their young players either. But they have a little bit more talent. They have a little bit more established just players in the scene than maybe Golden Guardians does. So I think that makes sense for number 9. And obviously Team Liquid agrees as well. At number 8, they have Immortals. And I'm assuming this arrow means that some players actually had Immortals and Dignitas flopped around. But it seems like more people must have had Immortals since they put Immortals above. And again, that's exactly what I had. I had Immortals at 8. I think this team looks a little bit better. They still have a ton of question marks. Revenge, Raze, and Destiny, how good are they going to be? I do like Insanity in the mid lane. I think he had a pretty good year last year. And Xerxes, even though he's coming off a very bad year last year, he at least has talent and potential, and he could rebound, especially coming over to North America. We'll see how this one goes. Immortals could be interesting. Obviously, Team Liquid thinks that maybe Dignitas could even be better, so maybe we're underrating Dignitas a little bit. But so far, so good. The bottom 3, I agree with the Team Liquid guys. It's pretty much exactly what I've been saying the whole offseason. And I mean, it's for good reason. I mean, these are smart guys. I agree with them. At number 7, this is gonna upset some people. Honestly, I didn't even see this when I was looking at this. At number 7, they have FlyQuest. Now, this is a team that I've been saying this. I think people are overrating them a little bit. One, I love what they did this offseason. I think they have amazing, amazing pieces. And I think going forward in the future, FlyQuest could be a great team. I mean, Jose Deodo is awesome. He's going to hopefully, continue to improve and be a beast in a couple years. Palafox and Diamond, two of the best academy players coming up. Johnson just seems like a budding superstar in the LCS. And Licorice is great too. But, so that's why everyone keeps bumping them up. But at some point, they're everyone's dark horse team. They're everyone's pick to finish higher than other people are projecting. When everyone starts picking a team, when everyone says a team is the most underrated team in the league, they start to become overrated. And that's what I was saying a little bit. So I kind of wanted to temper people's expectations. FlyQuest looks great. I love what they did this offseason. I think they're good. But to me, they're like the 5th best team in the LCS. And apparently to Team Liquid, they're the 7th best team. So, I mean, maybe... Again, I would caution everybody a little bit. A lot of young players, a lot of inexperienced players on this roster. Yes, it is exciting for the future, but that does not mean they have to be good right away. It's going to be tough for them against just more experienced teams and players. North American mid laners obviously don't have a great track record in the LCS. And Team Liquid is not impressed. And I don't agree with them. I do see FlyQuest as better than 7th. I do see them as a playoff team. But, I mean, Team Liquid is maybe telling us some stuff. Maybe be careful in our expectations for FlyQuest a little bit. That's pretty interesting. That's a pretty spicy take. At number 6, they actually have CLG as a playoff team. This is a little bit different than me, too. I don't see CLG as a playoff team necessarily. I kind of see them as 7th. But if you had CLG 6th, if you even had CLG 5th, I probably wouldn't argue with you too much. I think Brox and Finn are two guys that are really being underrated. They're both coming off bad years, but I think people are shitting on them maybe a little bit too hard. Also, Wild Turtle, I think, is going to be a pretty big upgrade over Stixxay. Pobelter, very, very solid in the mid lane. You know what you're getting there. And Smoothie, I don't love. I think he's one of the worst supports in the LCS. But hopefully paired up with Wild Turtle, he can be a little bit better this season. Team Liquid sees CLG as a playoff team. I think that's pretty interesting. And again, I've been saying people are overrating FlyQuest. I've been saying people are underrating CLG. And it looks like a little bit Team Liquid is agreeing with me. And that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that that's right or I have a great take or anything. But it's just saying there are other people out there that think what I'm thinking. Because there's some of my takes where people have really, really been shitting on me. But I'm just saying, hey, there's some method to my madness for sure. At number 5, we have 100 Thieves, and that's another one that's going to upset some people. I think 100 Thieves is coming into 2021 with a lot of momentum. This Golden Guardians team ended the year strong. They almost knocked TSM out of the playoffs. TSM goes on to win the championship. Also, this team now has an upgrade with Someday in the top lane. They're a very, very scary team. I think they have huge carries in FBI and Someday. I have some questions in the mid lane about Demonte, obviously, and then how is Huhi going to continue to grow as a support. I have them as like the 4th best team, but Team Liquid has them a little bit lower. Let's see what they got at number 4. They have Evil Geniuses, and this one's a little bit surprising to me, but this is a team that I've been admitting that I could be dead wrong about. Now, I have them as like the 6th best team because I think I have legitimate questions about Jizuke and Deftly. I'm really not excited about Deftly, and Jizuke is just a little bit too inconsistent for my liking. But when if this team is on, if Jizuke is performing, this team could be scary. So the fact that Team Liquid is rating Evil Geniuses at 4 is surprising me a little bit, but it also means that scrims might be going well for this team. Things maybe Jizuke is just absolutely popping off or something, and maybe Deftly's looking solid too. I mean, paired up with Ignar, maybe they're just a great fit. Obviously, Evil Geniuses see something in Deftly if they gave him the reins, if they gave him the starting AD carry spot. But Impact, Sven Skaren, Ignar is such a great core to build around. Maybe things are going well so far. Maybe Evil Genius is a team that I'm underrating a little bit. I mean, this is making me second guess myself for sure, because this is a team that I've been bumping down as the offseason's gone on, but it looks like Team Liquid is bringing them up, so I think that is pretty interesting there. At number 3, they have TSM. Now, I think this is hilarious because obviously TL and TSM are rivals. You know, they have no reason to be giving TSM credit, and TSM is the team that people love to shit on. And I've been saying pretty much the whole offseason that I believe TSM is the 3rd best team. I could see 100 Thieves giving them a run for their money. I didn't really ever say Evil Geniuses, but it's interesting to me that TL has TSM as a 3rd best team. That, to me, again, is a good sign. That must say that scrims are going pretty good, that Sword Art is doing decent, that Huni is looking solid, hopefully. I mean, I don't want to read too much into this, but the fact that they have TSM as the 3rd best team, I think is pretty interesting, and I think should come as a little bit of a surprise to people, because people have been saying, you know, we're overrating TSM, we're TSM homers. Obviously, we got the TSM jacket on, so, you know, people are going to say there's bias and stuff no matter what. I try to remain as unbiased as I can, but obviously, everyone's got their biases. Everyone everyone has their own opinions. But I think TSM does look good. Sword Art, huge pickup. Power of Evil, absolutely love him. I think he's been underrated for so long. I think he's a beast. Spica, I think, has a chance to become one of the best junglers in the LCS this season. Yes, legitimate questions and concerns about Huni and Lost, but Huni has a ton of talent. It's just, can you rein it in? Can you get it under control? And Lost was a beast in Academy, and the last two TSM 80 carries to come out are Johnson and Tactical, and they're doing all right in the LCS as well. That does not mean Lost is going to come up and do that, but he's in good hands, obviously, with Sword Art as a support. I don't know. TSM could be scary. If they finished third and made it to Worlds, I think that would honestly be a success for them this year, because TL and C9 are just so stacked, and they lost Bjergsen and Doublelift. To me, this would be a good year. I think it's interesting that TL has them as third. They're really hyping up TSM. At number 2, should be no surprise, they have Cloud9. Now, this is the ultimate debate this offseason. Is it Cloud9? Is it TL? I do agree with them here. I think Cloud9 is the second best team. I think they probably have the best player in the league in Perks. Maybe you could say CoreJJ is the best player. Wouldn't argue with you there. Those are the two best players in the league for sure, heading into the season, at least on paper. Perks is going to be a beast. Mid lane does not look great in the LCS this year. I'm sure he's absolutely going to pop off. Blabber should fit in really, really well with Perks. They should be really scary duo together, but obviously Blabber's always inconsistent. You have to worry about him a little bit. Fudge is a huge question mark, and the C9 bot lane, while they have been great, while they've been very, very solid, they started to taper off a little bit towards the end of the year, so that is a little bit of a question mark to me. And when I compare C9 to TL, I mean, I would give bot lane to TL, I would give jungle to TL, I would give top lane to TL. I think Perks is the one big advantage that C9 has, but I don't think it's a big enough advantage to put them over the top of Team Liquid, who I think just has an absolutely stacked roster coming into this season. And then obviously at number 1, the Team Liquid squad has themselves. I love that they're confident. I love that they're hyping themselves up. I love that they're getting this content out. It's spicy, the trash talk early, because they know C9 is legitimate competition this season. And TL, again, this is a team that had the best record they've ever had in the summer split of 2020. It was awesome. They didn't go on and win the title. That sucks, but they went to Worlds and they went 3-3. While that was a little bit disappointing, not making it out of groups, they were one game away. And they went in the offseason and upgraded in their top lane and upgraded in the jungle. So they took a 3-3 team at Worlds, got better in 2 different positions. And to me, that's so exciting. To me, that means, you know, theoretically, hopefully, they should be able to go 4-2 in groups, 5-1 in groups. It depends on the group, obviously, but they got better this offseason, and I hope it means they're going to get better overall. Also, I think the LCS as a whole got better, which should mean better scrims for them, better practice for them, better competition for them, and hopefully that means better overall results. It'll be interesting to see how this team is able to do at MSI, how they're able to do at Worlds, but to me, this is the best team in the LCS, and obviously, Team Liquid minus CoreJJ agrees with me. But that is pretty much it for this video today, guys. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. Again, it helps me out so much with the YouTube algorithm. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about TL's power rankings? What would you change? What they get right? What they get wrong? What do your power rankings look like headed into the 2021 season? I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on anything we talked about in today's video. Subscribe to stay up to date on all my latest content. Help me get to 6K, pretty please. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace.